Welcome to historic Nippert Stadium, home of the Cincinnati Bearcats. And they've been playing football here since 1902, and the fans are ready to see their team take the field. What a matchup we have in store. It's still early in the season, but this is a major test for a couple of squads who've gotten out of the gate undefeated. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Purdue Boilermakers, taking on a team from the Big 12, the Cincinnati Bearcats. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Bearcats will boot it away to start the game. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So Purdue's offense will go on the attack first. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. It'll be interesting to see what they do today.
Wants to fire on second down. Quickly to the tight end. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Yeah, and tight ends aren't just line up and block guys anymore. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field. And nowadays, you can start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
They'll power it inside with the fullback. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. They are backing up their pregame words. Their first drive of the game, 4th down in their own end, and they're going for it. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33. And the Boilermakers have it with a 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. With the catch, it's Gentry. Gets it to the 46-yard line. 1st down for this offense. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback could throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
Really nice 1st down run, and you're seeing why this running back is an every down type back. He can run between the tackles, he can run outside, he can catch the football, he can block. This guy can do it all.
All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down.
Fullbacks are very unselfish. One of the most unselfish positions you can find in football. They block 99% of the time. But when you can give them that rock, get a 1st down, those guys are really big. You know, they're really powerful. They usually fall forward. No nonsense, no jukes, just hit you in the mouth.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. That's caught. It's Gentry. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. Ball just inside the 40 at the 39. It's 3rd and short. Leaves it with the running back. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker.
Keep the foot on the pedal if you're on offense here. You got that yardage. Yeah, you didn't get the 1st down, but you've set yourself up now to go for it here and keep this drive alive.
A run for the quarterback. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down.
Well, you're seeing analytics become a bigger part of college football each and every year, and there is a good example of it. Opening drive of the game, you're across the 50, 4th down, and it says run the ball and go for it. Even if you don't get it, your opponent's going to have to drive a ways. There's still a lot of football left to play. Hindsight's always 20/20, but that was an excellent decision by the head coach.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. And he makes the catch, but he can't stay in bounds. That'll be incomplete.
Well, I know that one falls incomplete, but as the head coach, you got to still love what you've seen from your quarterback early in this game. He's been accurate, in a great rhythm. To start the game 4 for 5, it's pretty good.
There he goes. They've got enough for the first down, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
You've got to be loving what you're seeing from your offense here on the opening drive of this game. They're in a really nice rhythm. They've got real good balance going on right now, and they've got the defense on their heels.
From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Got his man. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy action.
He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score.
Well, how about that? They turn around and hand it off to the big fella, and he's able to get the first down. Nice play.
The Boilermakers have it with a 1st and goal. Calls his own number. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal coming up. Wants to go up top. Trying to barrel in. Goes out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they'll be set up in a great position here.
Well, short completion setting up 3rd down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Purdue!
The offense goes as he goes, so really no surprise in the opening drive. They keep feeding him the football. He showed you all of his ability on that TD.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Well, that was about as lengthy a drive as you're ever going to see. And finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Bearcats offense has the ball for the first time. Hopefully we'll see a performance today like the one that this guy had last week when basically he just ran wild through the defense.
He made that defense look silly. Out in the open field, he was making people miss, breaking tackles, scoring touchdown after touchdown. And this offense has vowed to find new ways to get him the football. So we're going to see something else that we haven't seen before because of this guy's unique talent in this one.
Yeah, and the defense, all eyes on him. That will be the main focus. More guys in the box. I wonder if it opens up the play-action game and the perimeter throws and maybe some big plays through the air because they know he is the man, he is the guy, he is priority number 1.
To the air on 2nd down. Takes a hit as he fires. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. Love what they did there, putting the big fella in the slot, letting him use his ability to get downfield and create some space and find the soft spot in the zone.
No doubt. You got the big fella in the slot so you get your matchup. You know it's zone coverage. You know you can put it up out there and let him go make a play. That is a recipe for success, finding that matchup and exploiting it.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
He'll keep it himself. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line?
As an offense, you're okay with that. You're going to run option plays, and sometimes you're going to bust it big, but sometimes you don't necessarily read it correctly, get some positive yards, and then we come back and we do it all over again with different reads against the different defense.
Let's see what they find in the playbook for 3rd and long from the 43. From the gun, wants to pass. Using his legs to buy some time. Still running at the 40. Picks up the 1st down and gets down to avoid contact.
And that's the problem, man. You want to heat this guy up. You want to bring some pressure, but you see the other side of that coin. You bring pressure, he sees it, he can run, get the first down. This defense, it's kind of a pick your poison. Too soft, too laid back, he runs it and takes off. Too much pressure, he can run it and run away from guys and take off. So nice third down conversion by the quarterback.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Got it in the middle. It's DeMarco. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed? After he made his break, he was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
Here's the pressure. Card in the backfield. It's Whitaker. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Looking to fire. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Well, on the opening drive of the game, establishing a rhythm and a cadence offensively is really, really important. They've done some good things on this first drive to put them in this situation. Obviously, you just threw an incompletion on 2nd down. Likely going to throw it again here right now. Quarterback has just got to settle in. Timing is important. Get rid of the ball on time. Trust your read and execute this passing play if you're throwing.
It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. That'll bring him to within 4. After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. On the move from inside his 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. Off to a good start here, and back to work now with a 7-3 lead. They go to the ground. Not a lot of room there. Give him a couple to the 16.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. After the 2nd down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Gentry. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain. Does this head coach not believe in punting? Does he think punting's against the rules? Looks as if he's going to run it. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down? Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Looking to throw on 1st down. Finds his big tight end. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. And the Bearcats have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And defense nowadays, they don't look at stats of what is the yards per rush. They look at how many negative plays they can create. Because why? Now you look at 2nd down, man, it just became very predictable for this offense. Nice job creating the loss on 1st down.
Caught in the backfield, it's Doyle. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Hold.
So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. Second down was not what they had in mind. Now they'll try it 3rd and goal from the 8. From the gun, wants to pass. Here's a heat. Trying to get rid of it. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd. Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. And he's already put one 3-spot on the board. He'll try another one from 25 yards out. Absolutely perfect. That brings him to within 1. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that 1st down. You could see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
Powers through the defender. They get him stopped after a gain of 4 out to the 28.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these 3rd downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on 2nd down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up 3rd and long, and now you're set up to fail.
Solid work and execution there. They'll have a 1st down as they mark it at the 40. The Boilermakers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Just a little off. Incomplete.
I don't even know if the offense is aware that they have other eligible targets downfield. It feels like every single throw early in this game has gone this guy's way.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Pulls it in. It's Gentry. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a 1st down. That is just a perfect example of not deciding before the snap where you have to go with the ball.
Yeah, because that will get you in trouble. You can tell right away. He wants to get the ball to his primary. He's covered. He comes off and does a nice job being patient, taking his time, hitting the drag route, getting the 1st down.
The Boilermakers kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Looking downfield on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. Down to the 26-yard line before they ride him out of bounds, and this defense is on its heels. Ball spotted at the 27. It's 1st and 10. They'll give it to the back. Able to make the tackle, but not before he gets 5 yards down to the 21. And the Boilermakers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to go up top. He's got him. Bust through behind his pad. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Boilermakers are threatening on 1st and goal. Sticks it in his belly. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. That's the end of the period, and Purdue has the lead. And after that 1st quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the 2nd. Starting off this quarter, close enough to smell the goal line. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Trying to pull his way in. Touchdown, Boilermakers! Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
And this offense gets another passing touchdown. I tell you what, week 1, this connection worked. Week 2, this connection working again. Tell you what, if I'm a defense, I'm going to start focusing in on that guy because they want to find him and make big plays.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the PAT makes it 14-6. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Oklahoma State will need to mount a comeback, but those fans that were there when Justin Blackmon was a two-time All-American, they know this game is not over. They're trailing by 10 to Arkansas. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Coming out on first down with the play fake. The short hands. It's DeMarco. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down. The Bearcats in a good spot here with second and short. Makes the grab on the left. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. The Bearcats come to the line trying to find a way to convert on third and very short. He'll go to the sneak.
And David, on third and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
Under fire. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
This defense will bring pressure from the linebacker level, from the cornerback level, free safety level, and the strong safety level. They're bringing it from all over the field.
And the Bearcats have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's second and a mile. Sends it back in motion. Going to sling it on second down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Doyle. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
That quarterback has a hose. That dude could throw it to a car wash and not get it wet. Great job of putting that ball on a line to his wide receiver.
Somebody needs to make a play here. It's third and long from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. And the Bearcats line up to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. He couldn't find much running room there, didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. And what a drive that was the last time they had it, basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, second and 6. The lone back's got it. Oh, he's got some space. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
Defensively, with all the space now and spread football, there's so many opportunities where it's one-on-one tackling, and it's really hard to do. It's hard to get guys to the ground that are so talented. That's why defenses have to swarm to the football, get multiple guys there. That's your best chance to not have broken tackles.
Looking to throw on first down. That's caught. It's Gentry. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work.
How about this offense? They're rolling. They got a couple first downs together. Defense. Next, what's your response? What do you got? You got to make some adjustments here.
The Boilermakers will snap it on first and 10. Run it with the fullback. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Second down, they'll go to the air. Got his man quickly. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it, first and goal. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Boilermakers will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. Try to barge their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Purdue! No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
Man, this offense has started the season off so good. 1-0 a week ago, right? Now building on it again. Great job putting points on the board. It's still the first half, but this unit looks dialed in.
And with the extra point, they move on top by 15. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays and closed the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looks like he's going to try to return it. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. They've had a couple of productive drives, but they've had to settle for field goals in 2 of their 3 previous possessions, Jesse.
Yeah, this is an offense that takes a lot of pride in execution, and they feel like they should have scored a touchdown every single drive. So while it's been good, not great, David, just execute a little bit better, and they can put this one in the end zone this time.
Yeah, and I think you point that out. We went all the way down the field on 2 of our first 3 drives and got field goals. Now, just a little better execution when that field starts to shrink and it gets a little bit more difficult.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy on the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
They'll snap this one from the 32. It's 1st down. Wants to throw on 1st down. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
And how about the strong safety on that blitz? Great job timing it and also getting to the quarterback. Sometimes you're going to have to negotiate around tight ends and running backs, and that strong safety, he just beelined into the backfield.
The Bearcats trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Pulls it in. It's DeMarco. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. The Bearcats will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He will not make a fair catch. Field the punt and bring it back. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Just a short pass to the tight end.
Got like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, give me some positive yards.
He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the 1st down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Boilermakers will line up to punt it away. Well, what that punt lacked in height, it made up for by being short. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out in front by other receivers, and they're just not physical enough at the point on that last play.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Tight end finds a soft spot. they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Turning it on! He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
On third and short, the run and looking for the first down. He didn't get it. Not only that, he lost yardage.
You know, the runner just has to have a little bit more patience. He bounced that thing outside a little too early, and as a result, lost yards.
Fourth down and 4 yards to go. The offense will try to get it.
Here we go.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. They'll start this drive going to the air. Fires to the big fella.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Back to pass. Makes the grab. It's Gentry. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
The defense needs to have a plan for this guy. They weren't ready for that one. Drag route, running all the way across the field. The DB just can't stay with him because of his speed, and as a result, they give up a big one.
And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. Kept it on the ground last time, bringing up a second down. Power football with the run. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Defense is about seeing it and pulling the trigger. You can tell they pull the trigger so fast, get to the back, get him on the ground quickly.
That's reeled in. It's Gentry. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
You know, that's one as a quarterback. You've thrown the completion, and you're like, dude, can you just turn around and make one guy miss and go get the first? Or can you just stretch out and get the first down? You need your guys to have a little bit more awareness where they are in the field on that play. And even though they got the completion, it's not enough to pick up the first. And now you're staring fourth down right in the face.
That's a good spot on the field to go for it. Really, everything to gain and not much to lose.
Yeah, and most coaches discuss or know pregame warm-ups how far their kickers can kick it. Do I have a boot to even consider this? But I think you want to stay aggressive regardless and go try to get extra points.
And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield, but how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the first? The Boilermakers can really attack on this second and short. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Ball's at the 26. It's third and short, and they'd love to pick up the first down and avoid settling for the field goal. They'll try to get it through the air. Got the quick pass. Got enough space. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Boilermakers!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. So the touchdown drive goes 63 yards. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. The returner will field it and bring it back. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might get points, and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
It's complete to the left. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. How about the little toss out to the fullback to give him a touch?
And you said little toss because they're not trying to throw bombs to the fullback. This is a guy that's going to be more of a possession wide receiver, but if you can depend on him and he can catch the football consistently, you can get those little gains, those positive gains, and keep the defense a little off balance.
They try to pop a run on the draw. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. And the Bearcats will bring the punt team onto the field. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Going right to work up top. Quickly out to the tight end. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Makes the catch. It's Gentry. He'll get it inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39 before he goes out of bounds. Now they've moved it just inside the 40. 1st and 10 from the 39.
Nice job by the receiver there, running the drag route against zone coverage, finding the soft spot, making it easy on his quarterback to get the completion. He turns it upfield, and he moves the sticks.
Just inside the 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 39. The give to the back. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
The Boilermakers with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? They've worked it down to the 30. This defense standing tall, trying to force a field goal try. They'll try to pick up the 1st through the air. Grab near the marker. It's Gentry. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a 1st down in the red zone at the 14. The Boilermakers come to the line with a new set of downs. Now from inside the red zone. Finds his big tight end. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Offside, defense.
Yeah, and you see some people get upset with offsides on the defense. I call it the cost of doing business. It's just part of being great off the football. Sometimes you'll guess and sometimes you'll be wrong. The first one is always on me, Coach, and then the second one, usually he takes me out of the game.
Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal.
Well, this defense has to know that this fullback, he's not just a blocker. He's a guy that can carry the football as well. He went ahead and got that 1st down.
This offense has been running up and down the field, and here they are, 1st and goal, a chance to tack on another one before halftime. Looking for the goal line. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run it in. Touchdown, Purdue! And they take it in for 6 more points.
What a day. His 3rd rushing touchdown. And when you got your college fantasy football team going, this guy is racking those points up for you. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
They'll try to add another to their lead.
For the extra point.
And they did tack on the extra point. So that drive covered just 44 yards. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge.
35. Cincinnati 6.
What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. They take over late and have enough time to put together a drive. They'll start this drive with a pass. Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. Wide open spaces. Touchdown Bearcats! A great catch and run for 6.
Let's just call it like it is. The first half has been ugly for this offense. Not a lot to cheer about until that play right there. They finally score. We've seen crazy things happen in college football. They're way down on the scoreboard right now, but anything can happen, and anything can change after you score like that.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. The extra point is good, but the lead is still huge. It's 35-13. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, fellas, here's a quick update on a top 15 clash today. Georgia is just getting the backside of those silver britches kicked today. This is the kind of game diehards of other SEC programs have been waiting for. They're trailing by 27 to Iowa. We'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. To the air on first down. Rush is on him. Finding an escape route. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself?
This has been a real fun game to call, guys, because we've got two quarterbacks that are getting it done on the ground. Both of these guys have had tremendous success. That time the defense wasn't in position. They weren't able to rally to him early enough, and you kind of get the feeling moving forward, whichever defense figures out the other running quarterback first, that's probably the team that wins.
And now on second down for this offense. They'll try the run. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. The offense will quickly use a timeout.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Makes the catch. It's Gentry.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Finds his tight end. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
To the tight end.
They wanted to get the ball to the tight end, and they've already done it 5 times, and we're not even to the half.
I'm about to say mission accomplished. Yeah, that's what they want to do. Take advantage of the matchup, right? Zone or man, I like my big fella. I like using the tight end all I can. Great job working him into the offense. He's a playmaker. Find him.
And in the closing moments of the first half, they'll try to put a 3-spot on the board. This will be a 50-yard field goal attempt, and he'll have to curl it in from the right side. And that might be the edge of his range, but he has just enough. And now the lead is extended a little further. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Boys, you never quite know what to expect there in Cincinnati, and we've had a lively first half. And it's clear, the aerial attacks of both teams have been relentless. They've been burning each of these secondaries like toast. Just an assault on the defensive game plans, if there even were defensive game plans. Gotta think, fellas, based on the first 2 quarters, we're going to see every route in the route tree again in this second half. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside the home of Bearcats football since 1902.
And the Boilermakers will kick it off to start the second half. Bringing it out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Got blown out in the first half, and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just starts with one play, though. You just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that momentum, and then that becomes infectious for the defense, for special teams. Everything can change. It just takes one play.
It really can, and it's so strange, and you can't quantify it. I don't know how to describe it as a coach or as a player, but you got to make something happen, and it's got to start on this drive.
The Bearcats have a lot of options on 2nd and inches.
29 Philly.
The give out of the gun. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. The Bearcats decide to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stopped. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. They'll run this play from the pistol. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab. It's Gentry.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
The Boilermakers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Handoff to the lone back. Breaks into the open. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge gain? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
A lot of smiles right now on this offense. They've got a big lead, and they're just having fun out there. They're still throwing the football. These receivers are still getting open. Pass protection is still great. This quarterback's thinking to himself, man, I'm going to be padding my stats here in the second half of this game because everything we're dialing up is working.
Makes the grab. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Well, they're working the slot receiver on a drag route here. He's just kind of fighting his way through the traffic. He's able to come out the other side and present a nice target for the quarterback.
He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
They'll go to the fullback. Kept it on the ground on third down. Picked up 5 yards, but it'll still be 4th and 1. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. 4th down and 1, and they'll go for it.
Come on, set.
They'll run for it. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Nice job by the defense on 4th down, bowing up, getting physical, stopping the run, shutting down that 4th down play. Really good job by this defense.
Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. The give to the tailback. Runs into a wall. They'll give him one out to the 8.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Wants to fire on 2nd down.
Well, the defense has the opponent backed up in their own end, and they are pinning their ears back, getting after the quarterback. You see the athleticism and the speed they have up front as they're able to notch that sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right. Picks up just a few before he's brought down, not really willing to take a risk there on 3rd and long. And the Bearcats send out the punt unit. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. At midfield, trying to turn it upfield. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. You could probably question the decision to pass on a field goal last time, and they came up empty on that previous drive, Jesse.
I just think in this offense, it's going to come down to critical down and distances, right? Down in the red zone, 3rd down, 4th down. I like them being aggressive. They just got to do a better job executing.
Yeah, and they kind of know what the defense gave them last time. So let's be more aggressive and take advantage of that defense on this drive.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Dropping back, it's Harvin. Got a man, it's Richard. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the 3rd quarter, but when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out, and that's exactly what they're doing now.
The Boilermakers have pushed it inside the 20. Looking for room, it's Kirk. Brought down, but not before he bowled his way inside the 10 to the 8. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Fullback's got it. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
Those fullbacks are grown men. Those guys are constantly hitting linebackers and blocking the whole entire game. So when you get a chance to give the big boy the ball, it's always, and you know what it is? It's a morale boost for everybody on the whole field. Everybody gets jacked up, and he finally gets to touch the football.
The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Boilermakers!
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from this offense. Look, last week you found a way to win a close game. That's what you're supposed to do. But this offense looks like they're taking it to the next level, hitting their stride a little bit, finding out who they're going to be, and they've looked explosive today.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Appalachian State is down, but they are not out of it. Not inside Kidd Brewer Stadium, one of the best home field advantages in all of college football. It's still a one-score game. They're trailing by 8 to LSU. That's where things stand right now, and of course, if the script is flipped, you will hear about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Got it in the middle, it's Doyle.
Quarterbacks love throwing slants to big boys. When you've got big targets, man, it's hard to miss them. Great job throwing to a guy that tall, putting it near his body, and he plucks it in for the catch.
Bring in the heat. It's complete to the right. Has plenty for the first down, and they stop him at the 28.
And the big fella showing off the hands a little bit. He's a guy that you use him for blocking a lot, but showing the versatility there with the catch and the first down.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. Good throw, good catch. Now we got to keep it going.
And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. And the Bearcats with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. The run to the left. Slithers into space. There he goes. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. They finally get him stopped, but this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Bearcats just got that huge run. They'd love another explosive play. Wants to go up top on first down. Trying to burn this defensive back. He's got it on the outside. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening first and goal from the 9. The Bearcats had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Can the D deny them on second and goal? Wants to go up top. Pocket breaking down. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
Nice job by this defense, man. Playing aggressive, playing physical, taking away the easy stuff on the perimeter. Nice job rushing the quarterback, bringing more bodies near the line of scrimmage, getting the sack, and forcing the third down and goal.
Now third and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. He's looking downfield to throw. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a third down stop. So this field goal unit has been getting the job done. They've already made a couple here today. And this one will be a 40-yard try from the left hash. Never a doubt. Right down the middle.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. On the run from inside his own 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. They've been dominant, and now they'll try to execute to their own standard. Give to the fullback. Past the first down marker and still running. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. Oh, he's got some space. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a 1st down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
After that last completion, it's 2nd down. To the air, it's Harvin. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver, he's going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
They make the stop about 4 yards short of the 1st down. The Boilermakers will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 20. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Jesse, they had